Welcome to Chat Wrestling. My name is Michael Boyd. This is Chat Wrestling, brought to you by the Pop Radar Podcast. You can call me Chat Gable, Chat Benjamin. Just trying to give you everything that went down in WWE this week and what I think about it and what's coming up next after that. Now, talk about a throwback there. Run DMC, D-Generation X theme music was always one of my favorite theme songs growing up. I used to love when they used to come out to that. Now, Raw 25 is this week. The Royal Rumble is this coming Sunday. We have the Royal Rumble was announced for 2019, and it's going to take place in Arizona, outdoors, in a baseball stadium. It's the second time a major event has taken place on pay-per-view outdoors in the baseball stadium. Now, Raw 25 was this week. SmackDown Live was yesterday. Today is Wednesday, January 24th. This podcast will be on Anchor, iTunes, YouTube especially. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Check out Pop Radar Podcast. This is where this podcast will be hosted on YouTube. Alright, so Raw 25 took place. Saw a lot of legends. Brother Love, Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, Trish Stratus. Jacqueline appeared. I love to see Jacqueline. Kelly. DX came back, did a little thing. The Undertaker appeared. Now, before I get into all that, I want to address the big story this week, and that is Enzo Amore being fired by WWE. Now, initially, he was suspended after rape allegations came out against him earlier this week. Now we're coming to find out that their decision to fire him came after they found out that he has been hiding this from, the company. He's known about this investigation for a while and decided to not tell the company. And we've seen in the past, Adam Rose suspended then fired at domestic violence. Rich Swann, former cruiserweight champion, former number one contender, got suspended for domestic violence. And they have a zero tolerance policy when it comes to these types of things. And usually they just wait and see. But I guess because Enzo hit it, they just felt that it would be better to move on from him completely. I don't know what this holds for his future. I'm hearing that it will be hard for him to get, any type of booking, even on the independent scene or anything like that. It's a shame. I'm hearing stories, that the girl in question may be possibly making it up. I know Enzo's denying that he did this. I'm hoping that he didn't do it, but let's just be, let me be objective here. And I know we have a lot of things going on in Hollywood where people are always saying, so-and-so did this, so-and-so did that to me, or so-and-so, there's a whole lot of things going on, like the entertainment business, where men, and people are being accused of things. All I can say is, if Enzo is guilty, he deserves to go to jail. If he did it, he deserves to go to jail. If the girl's lying, she deserves a punishment too. I talk about this all the time with Azim and Oz on the Pop Radar Podcast, and we always say that there are people out there who we just go off of accusations these days. We hear the accusation automatically. We just don't fuck with the person that is being accused of whatever crime they're being accused of. The justice system does say you're innocent until proven guilty, but in today's day and age, you are guilty. And, allegations like this could ruin somebody's career, so, if if, this is not true, then I do hope that Enzo is able to get his job back. He has done a lot for the cruiserweight division. I was a little skeptical at first about him breaking up with Cass and him being a cruiserweight, but he has added life into that division as the top heel for the cruiserweights. And also, I heard that they planned on bringing Enzo and Cass back together when Cass got back from injury. Now, I don't know what's going to happen now, with Cass. I mean, if Cass, Enzo was the life of, that tag team necessarily. And if Cass can't handle things on his own, then maybe Cass is done as well. But I also did see, people are saying, about the woman in question, the text messages that she sent to a friend saying, "Bitch, you're not gonna believe it or not, I'm in bed with a professional famous wrestler right now." I'm paraphrasing there, but there's something along the lines of that. There are mixed stories of whether she remembers anything or if she does and all that, but that's for the law to decide. We'll be watching it closely. Just know that this is really tough for 205 Live. They've been struggling, ever since pretty much the beginning, and now they don't have their champion. And then, but hopefully things will come up for them. I don't root for anyone to fail. I know, I don't watch 205 Live, but I'm not rooting for anybody to necessarily fail, because there are people out there who are trying to feed their families, who are trying to get a job. And we'll let you know what happens with the Enzo situation. Nia Jax will be fine, because she can just go into a whole other storyline. She'll be fine. I was interested to see where that storyline was going as well. So Raw 25, some of the things that I was really excited about. I was excited when Kelly came out. I was excited when Jacqueline's music hit. I got a little emotional during the DX thing, and it's not because DX was there. I've seen DX come out maybe like 17 times in the last 5 years, so it's not really, doesn't really do anything for me. But when Triple H said we came out with the ravishing Rick Rude, and then we came out with the ninth wonder of the world, Chyna. It was nice to see WWE, acknowledge Chyna. It was really nice to see that. Because, God rest her soul. We do hope that she goes into the Hall of Fame one day. She's done a lot for that business, for that company, and she did pave the way for a lot of women, and she doesn't necessarily get the respect that she deserves just because of some videos that she made with someone who is still invited back to WWE. That's Sean Waltman, X-Pac. It was good to see the bad guy, Razor Ramon. Scott Hall's good to see him. Good to see the Bullet Club, Balor Club, with DX and the members of the Clique. They two-sweeted, and it was a pretty cool moment. What I didn't like about that whole DX and Balor Club thing was the Revival having to take the fall to everybody, pretty much. They pretty much just got shitted on by the entire DX, the entire Balor Club, and I know we sit there and say, oh, it made them look weak, but it does make them look weak. Remember when the Ascension first came up and then they confronted some legends, and now the Ascension, they're a good comedy act, but they haven't been taken seriously since they came up. The Revival is probably the best tag team in the company right now, and them being treated like that, just taking finishers like that, it's not. I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, who else is gonna do it? But they could have got somebody else to do that. Especially with the Revival coming back and trying to pick up steam after both members got injured. After the other one came back, it just doesn't really help them out that much. And it's crazy to see now that Anderson and Gallows are back with Balor. They're somewhat protected as well. But overall, that was a pretty cool segment. It was okay. It was okay for maybe like hardcore fan purposes and all that. I'm interested to know. I've been seeing reports about the fans in attendance in the Manhattan Center. I wasn't sure how they were doing this double broadcast. It seems like most of the show was from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and then a couple other segments were in the Manhattan Center. And I'm interested to know, how much did those fans in the Manhattan Center pay? Because not much happened in the Manhattan Center. You paid to see The Undertaker, you paid to see DX. And then you saw Bray Wyatt briefly defeat Matt Hardy. That's pretty much it. I hope they got something else for that. I mean, maybe they were just there for nostalgic purposes, but it doesn't really seem like a really big deal to be there, to pay. I mean, I want to know how much they paid. I don't know how much they paid, but not much of the show happened there. So, but I think it would have been cooler had the whole entire show taken place at the Manhattan Center instead of the Barclays Center. But podcast. You can check out the Pop Radar podcast on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play. Just Google Pop Radar podcast, follow them on Twitter, everything like that. One thing I want to get into too, not really much happened on Raw 25 aside from Legends popping up. For storyline purposes, not much happened. We had the Universal Championship match between Kane, Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar made quick work of Kane, hit him with an F5, and then Braun Strowman put Brock Lesnar through the announce table, standing tall. So, I really do think that Brock Lesnar is going to retain his championship. Not much happened on SmackDown Live, really. The main show was focused on the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles thing. I do think that one of them, I think Kevin Owens is going to win the championship. If there's going to be a title change, I think Kevin Owens is going to win. And that's just because I don't want Sami to win his first world title in this kind of stupid ass match. I honestly think it's a stupid match. I'm not really going to do too much of a prediction thing today. They did hype up the Women's Royal Rumble. Asuka standing tall. I don't know who's going to win the Men's Royal Rumble. I don't even think it's like a focus right now. And is there anything I'm forgetting here? The Undertaker did come back for the first time, since WrestleMania. Fans were chanting, one more match, one more match, one more match. I don't want to see another Undertaker match. Every year I say, okay, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. But if he goes another year, I guess I can, sit through that. I mean, it's kind of painful. Like the matches itself, like he can still do things in the ring. It's just when you're seeing the dead man actually dead, it's kind of painful to watch. But hopefully I would like to see Undertaker versus John Cena, maybe retirement versus retirement. Maybe retire, maybe I would like to see John Cena retire the Undertaker. It'll be really cool to see them from where Cena came from his first night on SmackDown to now. I think that would just be really, really good. Raw 25, solid show. Stone Cold also did come out. I want to know who's throwing Stone Cold these beers. Who's throwing Stone Cold the beer? Because the Minnesota Vikings needed them against the Philadelphia Eagles. Stone Cold came out. Stone Cold stunned Vince and Shane. Pretty cool moment. I mean, the pop for Stone Cold was amazing. The pop for Trish Stratus was amazing. The pop for Jacqueline was amazing. The pop for all the legends in the back, with Kurt Angle was amazing. And I think that's it. So you guys can follow me on Twitter at Michael Mel Boyd. You can follow this account at chat_wrestling. The Chat Wrestling Podcast on iTunes, YouTube. Subscribe to the channel for more wrestling content. I will be giving you a weekly update on everything. I will also be giving you my thoughts on the Royal Rumble coming up this weekend, NXT TakeOver as well. I'll do an after show, and just to let you guys know how the show went. If you have any questions, anything you want me to cover, let me know. And I'm out.